Serving Mackay and the Whitsundays, this is 7 Local News.
Tonight, a cold snap sends regional temperatures plummeting. Local teachers welcome a review into the My Schools website. Businesses try to tap into a $1 billion mining project. And residents march against domestic violence. Good evening. Thanks very much for joining us. Residents reach for their winter woolies this morning with the lowest temperatures so far this year. Although residents are being warned that the early cold snap could heat up the electricity bills. Wasn't that cold, was it? Local teachers have welcomed a federal government review of the My Schools website after lifting a boycott on next week's national test. But education union leaders still feel that the NAPLAN data is a narrow and unfair aspect of school testing. World sugar prices have taken a major knock. Sugar prices are trading at around 14 to 15 US cents a pound. More than 130 mining and engineering representatives have gathered to discuss opportunities to help build the multi-billion-dollar Waratah coal project. The development will ship millions of tonnes of coal to China through the Abbott Point terminal. Almost every North Queensland council will push for a referendum on whether the state should be split in two, but the Premier has dismissed the idea.
If one state becomes two, this is what it'll look like. The proposed boundary is above Rockhampton, just to the south of Winton and Boulia.
Dozens of people have taken a stand against domestic violence in Mackay. We'll take a break on 7 Local News. Coming up in a moment, how your mobile phone could make you a victim of identity theft, and the students tackling the big issues as young politicians. Nice having you with us on 7 Local News. Now, people are being warned to keep a closer eye on their mobile phones or risk losing their identity. Telstra customers reported almost 24,000 mobiles lost or stolen last year, along with a staggering amount of personal information that, of course, could fall into the wrong hands. Heated debate has erupted in the chambers of the Mackay Youth Parliament. The program drew together 90 students from across the region to commemorate the 150th anniversary of Queensland Parliament. And talking of politics, Nathan, the politics being played at the footy field ahead of the Q Cup game at the moment.
Absolutely. Brough South Slogan are playing mind games with their starting lineup. We'll have more next. Plus, Cuttable set to defend their title in the local union. And Aaron Payne sets his sight on the Roosters as the Cowboys try to claw back some confidence. Here was 7 Local News. Cutters coach Paul Bramley is confident his side holds a better hand of cards going into the round 8 clash against his former club. Canberra has a bye in the NRL this weekend, meaning some players could drop back into the South Logan Magpie squad. Whether they'll turn up to play is another question. Mackay's Jack Buckhorn is riding high after a string of standout performances at the national BMX titles in Shepparton, Victoria. Round 1 of local rugby union kicks off tomorrow with some tight matchups predicted at Quarry Hill. Defending premiers Cuttable have performed strongly in the pre-season, but there's speculation whether they'll be able to handle the tougher competition. There you go, Brough, that's all for sport tonight, mate. Have a good weekend.
You too, mate. Good on you. Thanks very much. We'll take a break. Weather details with Liv in a moment, and Scotty's along with their fishing report. We're back soon here on 7.
Coming up after the local news, billions lost as stock markets plunge. Finance expert David Koch on how your finances are affected. Why Queensland power bills are set to soar. The Gold Coast's 60-year-old hoon caught doing burnouts in front of police. And Britain facing a hung parliament. 7 News soon.
Good evening, Livio, Regano with tonight's weather. Well, it was a cool start to the day, particularly for Mackay, Proserpine and Claremont, which had their lowest overnight temperatures so far this year. It's looking pretty good for the weekend, a shower here and there, but not enough to spoil your Mother's Day picnic. Checking those temperatures now, Mackay. 3% humidity this hour, 26 for Moranbah and Claremont, 7 to 25 degrees. Now, if you look at the satellite loop, you can see the coast is still clear over most of Queensland. We thought that by now a couple of showers might start appear on the tropical and central coast, but they haven't for the most part. All the cloud is still out to sea, apart from a cold front, of course, still sweeping across the Bight and into the Tasman Sea. Let's have a look at today's chart. It's a typical early winter pattern where you've got the high over land, and remember, as the highs move north during this time of year, you tend to get the winds from the underside coming off the land, so they're a lot drier and you tend not to get cloud. Still pretty roaring winds coming through Bass Strait, but at least Jessica Watson is now well and truly away from Tasmanian waters and heading towards the New South Wales coast. Tomorrow's chart, what you'll find now is that the high doesn't move much at all, but there's a slightly more onshore component to the wind. Still a strong wind warning north of Cairns. A couple of showers might reappear on exposed parts of the coast. Now let's look at the forecasts. In coastal waters from Bowen to St Lawrence, 20 to 25 knot southeasterly winds expected tomorrow, with seas over 2 metres in open waters. Strong winds again on Sunday, but they will start to ease back slightly during the day. Tomorrow's high tides around 7 o'clock in the morning for Mackay and Hay Point, and just a few minutes earlier at Chute Harbour. The Central Coast and Whitsundays, 1 or 2 brief flurries along the exposed coast and islands tomorrow. No real change come Sunday. The Central Highlands and Coalfields, blue skies will dominate for most of the weekend, except by Sunday afternoon. We might get a shower north and east of Emerald. Tomorrow's tops, or should I say temps, Bowen mostly fine, 28 degrees, a range of 15 to 25 in Mackay, Claremont down to 8 and 26, very dry, Moranbah 27 degrees. This photo was taken from Judy's back door, and I'm afraid that's all the information I have. Note the high cloud always lights up first at sunrise, while the ground-based convective clouds remain in the dark shadow of dawn. Of course, the opposite applies for sunsets. That's all the weather for this week, folks. Enjoy the break, and of course, don't forget to check out www.coastwatch.com.au for all the latest forecasts and conditions over the weekend. I'll be back with more weather on Monday. Now it's time for the Fishing Report with Scott Hillier.
And Scotty, you too. Thanks, mate. We'll see you back on Monday night. Don't forget, folks, have a wonderful weekend, and to the mums, a beautiful day on Sunday. From the team, good night.